Hello everyone and welcome back to the aircraft showcase and what will probably be the final showcase episode for Joint Assault. We got 8 aircraft to go. Originally I was thinking we'd only do 4, but these missions are rather short, so we might be able to get all 8 of them in there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the ball rolling. Okay, free mission. Mission 13. Okay, that one. Yeah, okay.
The IUPF are advancing on the old
Now, for
missile silo, hoping to
5 of these aircraft, I will have no quote-unquote real strange facts to give you because they're all fictional. Well, the first 5 will be fictional. Anyway, the first aircraft today is the XFA-27 Firebird. Doesn't actually have the name Firebird, I just thought it was cool. Naming it after the call sign of the ace who canonically flew it. This Strange Reel Stats is a Usian Allied Forces plane, a custom-built plane. First used in the Usian coup d'etat during 1998. However, we don't really know who built this in the Joint Assault world. Given that it was essentially what was supposed to be the next generation of the F-14, my guess is that it's a Northrop Grumman. It also has some attributes of the YF-23 Black Widow, the F-117 Nighthawk, and the YF-22. So you could say it's like a Lockmart helped with some of the design, but I'm going to go ahead and make the executive decision and say it's partially, or it's mostly Northrop Grumman. As for our stats, in-game base stats, we have a 65 in speed, 55 in air-to-air, 45 in air-to-ground, 55 in mobility, 70 in stability, and a 50 in defense. Yeah, that's what it says. Okay. As you can see, thanks to parts, that's not the case. Speaking of parts, let's go ahead and check to see what we've got. Also going to, for no reason, All right. So for our parts, I've got the turbo ram equipped for extra speed. Um, yeah, that looks a lot more like what the base speed would be. You can also add the Minotaur or the Ramjet, but the best one we can have for this one is the Turbo Ram. As for wings, we can have none. And yeah, there's your base mobility and stability stats. You know, the Air Gripper, extra aileron, canard, or the best one in the game, the advanced blended wing body. Hello, this Sly is says canards. It must be European. No, there's some American aircraft with canards. The F-15 SMTD, the X-29. It's just that the United States has decided that, or the Pentagon has decided that canards aren't really necessary for what they are looking for. So they just don't have them. But given how this is an experimental aircraft, that Project Ace has literally said, yeah, we designed this to basically be the next generation F-14. I'm going with Northrop Grumman. But welcome to Strim. See here, for armor, we can have, like, none. We can have the Beetle armor. Ram coat for stealth. Anti-ground armor if we want to touch the ground, which, why would you? And the Tial, or the titanium illuminated armor, which actually I think, yeah, we will go with that one. As for avionics, we don't have a lot of selection. We can have the emergency APS, which is just you get too close to the ground and the computer says no. The advanced anti-stealth radar, and the Earth Shaker. We're just gonna go with that one. All right, then. Although we might want Earthshaker. Whatever. Damn it. There we go. Okay, so for our liveries, we got our standard ASG, which is meh, in my opinion. We've got what the wiki is calling the Ferris camouflage. We just got the all black body with faded gold trim. We've got Scarface. Then we've got the gray body with black and blue highlights. It's an homage to Solovalu, which I think was from Across. Looks like a Macross thing. And then we've got the gray disruptive camo, which we're gonna be using this one. All right, and we've got what looks to be an M61 20mm Vulcan Gatling cannon in the chin, right here, or cheek, I guess. For weapons, we can have It's 156 AIM 9 Echo Sidewinders. 104 AIM 9X Sidewinders as our high cams. 208 lightweight Python 3s. Or 52 heavyweight AIM 132 ASRAMs. But we're just going to go with the standard Sidewinder. Then for special weapons, we've got 16 R73 Archers for the QAMs. 16 charges of whatever the hell model this is for the ECM pod. 19 Scalp EGs for the SOD. And 28 our omnidirectional multi-purpose missiles. I have no idea what model this is supposed to be. We're going to go ahead and go with the ODMM. And they gave it the ODMM because I don't believe this game has the Scarface MTBS or whatever.
Captain, let's take them out for good this time. Definitely, but you, just try not to be the one that holds us back.
He says to the A-10.
Remember, the Red Scorpion is mine. Men, make the most of your new aircrafts. Vargolux Squadron, let's head out.
Make the most of your new aircraft. Orma, why did you pick an A-10? Because I want to blow up ground targets. We're going after an air target. I don't see the problem.
The hostile radar trace is not frequent, but you'll see why if you alert them. Pay close attention to the tracing timings and destroy their radar sites swiftly. Good luck, Antares. Only you can pull off this operation.
In hindsight, I probably should have gone with the QAMs, but whatever.
If you fly lower than the radar sites, you will not be detected. Watch your altitude.
Oh. One thing about emulation with an Xbox controller, I haven't figured out how to remap the bumpers to the triggers. So if the game randomly does that, where it just kind of pauses, that's because I tried to brake hard using muscle memory.
Approaching hostile radar range. Radar sites are built on the summits.
Ow!
Flying lower than a peak should keep you safe.
Incoming enemy radar trace. Just show your face, even
Yeah, I really do like the look of the XFA-27.
altitude is within safe zone.
It's the Joint Salt and X versions are the ones I was first exposed to, and they're pretty solid. I think the 7 one is my favorite, and the Legacy one is almost too maneuverable for its own good. What happened to the music?
Altitude is within detection range.
Yeah.
Drop your altitude. Target confirmed.
Destruction of the hostile
Oh,
radar
there it is.
Antares.
Boot up the secondary and tertiary radar. Activate the backups and get them online. Do not allow our enemy to pass through this region alive. Another hostile radar trace confirmed from 2 locations.
They've fallen back to their secondary facilities.
I have not yet flown the original version of the XFA-27. That being the Ace Combat 2 version. Hey, Star Crater. Yeah, I mean, it's either Ace 2 music that's in this game, Ace 3, or original. And to be honest, I really do like the original soundtrack. I just wish that they put it or they scored it to more appropriate missions. Oh, hi. God damn it.
We have a hit on radar. Manual coordinates acquired. Requesting support fire. Send data to the follower.
Drop to a safe altitude.
This track. Oh yeah, this track is great. I love this track.
4, 3, 2, impact.
All right. Even if you're spotted, you have enough time to drop to a safe altitude.
Bandit acquired. They have you on radar.
Maximal shield is below 65. Stay within the safe altitude at all times.
5, 4, 3, 2, impact.
Kaboom!
Evaded hostile support fire. Eject.
Yeah, the A7 version of this aircraft is one of the more broken ones, and as an A6 one, I like it. Alright, Astrid. Thank you.
Enemy has opened fire.
Radar site destroyed. One remaining.
Hostile destroyed.
Alright. Let's take out these guys.
Bandit is down.
Ow, ow, ow. This reminiscent of... This is very reminiscent of Faceless Soldier. Interesting. I don't know. I like Faceless Soldier. I don't like to S-rank Faceless Soldier, but I do like the concept of it. Especially, and I prefer the update Faceless Soldier more than Dragon's Lair. Oh, the radar. Okay, fair enough.
Enemy down.
The beat trap of Faceless Soldier is amazing. It is.
Curse you.
No, 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 not curse me. Curse you.
They have you on
The
radar.
maximal shield is below 6,500. Stay within the safe altitude at all times.
5, 4, 3, 2,
I didn't know we were that close.
impact. Evaded hostile support fire.
Hello, Cross. Hello, Floof. Hail hydrate. Damn it. Hope you're happy, Floof. I got shot because of that. All right.
Good work. The threat to this airspace is now removed. The IUPF main force can safely launch their attack.
You were saying?
Lieutenant Colonel, bandits are approaching at high speed.
Bandits. This can't be good.
Hey, if it isn't the Burford bunch.
Rigel squadron. Just
What's up, Arama? Rigel Squadron. I'm gonna call you Rigel Squadron just because it pisses you off.
We end this here. Commence attack. Surround and destroy one at a time. You're getting better. You've matured as a pilot. I can see why the spirit is fell. Not bad, Antares. I'm getting good pops here.
How are you talking? I blew up your plane.
That's it? This is the nemesis of Wallachia? Don't disappoint us. Come on. Captain, things don't look good. Let's fall back. Automa, are you serious? Bargolac Squadron, retreat. What? Burford, you have trained some excellent pilots.
Well, that was easy.
However, they won't be so lucky next time. I'll make sure.
Come back here!
Terrace, that must have been rough. You did
Fight me like a pilot.
Bargolac squadron, huh? We've been bothered by those long-range weapons too long. It's time we got rid of them. Things aren't going to get any easier. Be sure to rest up and prepare before.
Farklock Squadron, more like Chicken Squadron. You see, Kickoff's game to fight. Floof is shooting the plane. I go up to find that controlling all the AA guns is just a hamster on a exercise wheel.
A real thorn in our side. With that in mind, this won't be easy. You're gonna need to bring your A game to the table.
All right, next up is an aircraft that I didn't like in its first iteration, but I'm actually okay with this one, or this version. But I don't want to do it on that mission, though. This one. Floof has a watch streak, 105. Holy shit!
Relocation of their
Thank you,
aerobase.
Floof.
London has been stalled due to Valiant attacks across Europe. I know you might not agree with this, but just concentrate on the mission we've been assigned. We've been ordered to destroy the enemy large-scale jamming station, Mora. Mora is a Turkish military facility in the mountains that has been occupied and converted by the Wallachia. Its jamming signals affect airspace over Anatolia, the Black Sea, the Mediterranean,
It's
and the
just
Dardanelles.
shaking his hamster butt now.
Severely limiting Eastern European marine routes. The jamming must be stopped.
Alright, so next plane is the XFA-33 Fenrir. a special attacker with mysterious capabilities and an amazing maneuverability. Now, design-wise, I'm okay with the Fenrir except for this. I don't like the underbite. But otherwise, the design's actually kind of cool looking. Especially with the 3 engines. But for real strange, or strange real stats, or history, this was originally built by the Laysath Air Force New Weapon Laboratory. And it probably had some design influences from Newcom. Thanks to the coffin system. But its design appears to be reminiscent of the Super Sylph B503 from Yukikaze. Excuse me. Crap. I have no idea which manufacturer. Oh my god, Floof. What the hell? I have no idea what or which manufacturer would be responsible for this in the real world. Maybe Mitsubishi? No, I know. This would be a Chinese plane. It has a very Chinese PLAAF feel to it, or at least design-wise. That would also explain this chunk here. So yeah, I would have to guess this would be a Chindigao plane. But that is just my fan. There is no official lore as to where the hell this thing comes from in the Joint Assault world. But anywho's, as for our stats, we've got a base speed of 80, base air-to-air of 65, base air-to-ground of 65, base mobility of 65, and a base stability and defense of 70. Then as for our parts, let us go to the hangar. All right, so our parts we can put on. This is another reason why I like the Joint Assault version of the Fenrir better than the original Fenrir, is because you can actually tune this. It also has more ammo compared to the Strange Reel version, so this version I think is better. As for our parts, for engines, we can have the Advanced Turbo, the Bullet Engine, or the Rocket Motor MOD. I went the Rocket Motor for mobility and speed. For wings, we can have the Extra Air Brake, the Advanced Balance Tab, the Advanced Anti-Balance Tab, or the Thornback. I went with the advanced anti-balance because I wanted more maneuverability. Armor, we can have the near armor, which gives us some decent chunk of defense at the slight cost of a little bit of mobility and speed. We can have the light armor, which will push our speed to maximum and gives more mobility and stability at the cost of defense. Or we can have anti-ground armor, so if we accidentally scrape the ground, we won't die. I think we'll actually go with light armor. I want to see. I want to crank this thing up as fast as we can. Avionics, we've got pretty poor selection. You've got the Terra Hammer, the Hawkeye, or the automatic machine gun firing device. So as soon as the Pipper comes up, the guns fire. I just went with this one. All right. Now for our liveries. Livery 1 is light gray. Kind of ASG, but not. Color 2 is Alec Squadron. I would put Lasath emblems on there, but Joinasol doesn't have those. Color 3 is the blue livery. Color 4 is the desert brown with black trim. Color 5 is the God Eater collaboration theme. And color 6 is Ocean Livery, which I really like this one because the Fenrir, despite how thick it actually is, I believe is a carrier plane. Don't ask me how it can get on a carrier or get yeeted off of a carrier, but it can. We've got twin guns that I think are 20mm autocannons. I'm not sure what model they would be, but we've got two of them, one on each side of the cockpit. For our weapons, or missiles, we've got 150 AIM-9 Echo Sidewinders, which is 100 more than the Ace X version. We also have 100 AIM-9 X's for the high cams, 200 lightweight Python 3s, and 50 heavyweight ASRAMs. This is how many standard missiles we have in X. 50. And at least this one packs more of a punch. We're going with the standard Sidewinder. As for special weapons, we have access to 15 Type 80 Long Lance missiles, or the ASM-2. It's not actually called Long Lance. I just call it that for personal reasons. Because it reminds me of the torpedo. We have 32 AIM-120 AMRAMs for our XMAs. We've got 24 CBU-87 cluster bombs. And, of course, the Fenrir's signature weapon, 4 long-range shockwave missiles, or LSWMs. These are toned down from the Joint Assault version, but we get one more. They're expensive to use, but fuck it, I don't care. We're going to take it.
Terra Squadron, launch.
But yeah, this underbite thing.
Visual on the power stations. Destroy Destroying them should neutralize
I don't like it. Although that red dot there kind of reminds me of a Star Trek Federation ship's deflector dish.
Power station destroyed. Reduction in power supply confirmed. Jamming signals have weakened in the mountain range. Bandit acquired.
We've reached the industrial region. We'll see some similar facilities from before, but not all of them will be power stations. Identify the power stations and destroy them.
RPG-7. Not sure why they're using RPGs instead of Stingers.
Power station destroyed. Reduction in power.
Because Stingers are actually guided,
Good. Continue to destroy
man-launched air-to-air missiles.
Jamming signals have weakened in the mountain range.
Antares, you'll need to fly your way through long-range attacks during this mission. We'll alert you of incoming fire, but that doesn't change the fact that it's dangerous.
Incoming support fire.
Now they're using the dumb-firing RPG-7, which would be cheaper and easier to find, granted.
Destroyed. Stations have been destroyed. Power supply decreased. Estimated impact range is at altitude 4,500 to 6,500. Essentially base. Jamming signals have weakened in the mountain range. Detonation in 5, 4, 3, 2, impact. Allied support fire.
Well, I have 4 of these, so screw you.
No change in power supply. Off target. Estimated impact range is at altitude 0 to 2,300. Essentially base.
Oh shit.
Detonation in 5, 4, 3, 2, impact.
Screw you, RPG.
Hostile destroyed. Estimated impact range is at altitude 0 to 2,300. Essentially base. Detonation in 5, 4,
Bum, bum,
3,
bum, bum, bum.
impact. Power station destroyed. Reduction in power supply. Jamming signals have weakened in the mountain range. Target acquired. Fire. Hostile destroyed.
Now,
Estimated impact range is at altitude.
I'm not sure if this will come back. Fenrir, that is, in Ace 8. It might, given the fact that it does have Coffin. And Ace 8 seems to be building up. Oh, hey, Raid! Thank you, Raiders!
Estimated impact range is at altitude 0.
Welcome to Stram. We're on the second aircraft, I think. Yeah, second aircraft. Fenrir. I was just mentioning how much I prefer Joint Assault's Fenrir to Ace X's Fenrir. Because Ace X's Fenrir you can't tune, it only's got 100. Or it's only got 50 sidewinders. Meanwhile, Joint Assault's you can tune, and it's got 150 sidewinders.
Power station destroyed. Reduction in power supply.
Can't even find. Welcome, Salbaz. If I pronounced your name wrong, I apologize.
3, 2, impact.
But yeah, the welcome, James Studios. So yeah, for those who are new here, this is part of a series I like to call the Aircraft Showcase, where I stream every single Ace Combat game that I'm able to. And fly all the aircraft, and then tism out about them. Oh my god! what would you say air assault is like? Joint assault? Joint assault, I actually kind of like it. It is definitely the black sheep, so to speak, of Ace Combat alongside Assault Horizon. The flight model does take a lot to get used to, but Joint Assault introduced a lot of mechanics. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for the raid, Sly. But Joint Assault introduced custom emblems. Joint Assault introduced, well, it didn't introduce parts customization. That was Ace X. But Joint Assault revamped it and made it accessible to every aircraft. Joint Assault, to this day, is the only Ace Combat game that is completely 100% co-op. Hence, Joint. No, Infinity came after X and Joint Assault.
The mission was a
Then Joint Assault also was technically the first game in Real Strange. Whether, I mean, I wouldn't call that a claim to fame, but, you know. Excuse me. Anyway, 2 fighters down, 2 more to go. Or 6 more to go. Next is another super plane. And for that one, we're gonna shoot down a burb. Ghost hunt.
Our objective is to wipe out the Golden Axe Plan's private army before they...
But yeah, this is emulated off of PPSSPP, but the game itself is my old digital copy from the PSP. It has my old save data, and back when I still worked for a retail giant that has everyday low prices, I used to play this in the break room. But our next aircraft is the ADF-01 Falcon. Developed as a top secret project, this aircraft is the pinnacle of state-of-the-art technology. Never got used to the jump from Stranger to Earth spin-offs. It took some getting used to. My background, I started with 6, and then my second fully played game was Assault Horizon. So, while I preferred Strange Reel, I wasn't as nostalgic for it when they made the jump. I only played the earlier games after I essentially became an adult. I eventually got I got Infinity for PS3. Then I got the PSP and played X and JA. Then I got the PS2 for the PS2 trilogy. I got the 3DS for Pokemon first, but I went ahead and got Legacy for it. That was while Infinity was going on. And then I got 7 for the PS4. the Xbox, and later Steam. And now I recently got the discs for the PS1 games and have extracted them into the DuckStation emulator so I can stream those. But I own a physical copy of all the Ace Combat games I've played except for Joint Assault. That one was digital only for me. But I have paid for all of them, if you're listening, Bamco. I don't know why Twitch likes to have the ads at like 300% volume. 6? Ace Combat 6? That was the one I started with first. Way back when. I do have that on the 360. I've also got the digital pre-order on my Series X. But anyway, let's talk about the Falcon. YouTube chat, I am gonna have to look away from you guys for a second. Twitch chat, same thing, because I'm going to a different tab. But yeah, I have limited screens. Don't hurt me. All right. So the Falcon here in Strange Reel was developed by North Ossia Grunder Industries. It first flew under the Zone of Endless in 1998, using the Yuzian coup d'etat as a test bed. The manned version was developed in time for the Circum-Pacific War, but I don't believe anyone officially flew it, although Blaze certainly tried. Grunder was also selling it to the Yuktobanians. How it got over here to the real world, I have no idea. But given that it's a Grunder plane, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, this baby's Lockmart. But anyway, our stats, base stats. We have a speed of 75, air-to-air of 60, air-to-ground of 65, a mobility of 65, stability of 80, and a defense of 55. All right, I am looking at chat again. Give me a second to catch back up. All right. Can tap out voice spoilers. Okay. Interdimensional cross. Yeah. I mean, this isn't really a spoil. We're not really playing the campaign, but I get it. But yeah, I'm gonna just make a headcanon that the ADF-01 is a Lockheed Martin aircraft. Parts. That's right. Parts. Because we can have parts in this. Emblem. I'm just going to go with a Marion because I like the Marion one the best. Also, if you couldn't tell my burb self here, this is a custom chipification of the Garuda Team emblems bird. parts. For engines, you can have the advanced turbo engine, the Minotaur engine. I am missing 2 engines, so I don't know if I could actually use those or not. And the rocket motor MD. So we're going to use that one for speeds. Wings, we can have the air brake, the air gripper, the extra V canard, or the thornback. But we're going with this one because of the mobility. Oh, what's so cool? That you can tune? Yeah, I love the tuning. Or do you mean my burb? I'm sorry. My brain gets further ahead than chat sometimes, and I have to rewind. For armor, we've got the ceramic armor, the beetle armor, light armor if we want to sacrifice defense for performance, and the anti-ground armor in case we want to get, up close and personal with the ground. We're going to go with the beetle armor because it's the best of all worlds. Burp. Okay. And then we have an absolutely pathetic showing for avionics. We've got the emergency APS, which autopilot, or Terra Hammer. I picked Terra Hammer because at least it does something. And our air-to-air is good enough. All right, I'm going to be looking away from chat again. Oh, good. Somebody else that knows my pain. All right. So our liveries. I'm again looking at the wiki here. We've got the Zone of Endless, red. My favorite of them, the Luft T3 multi-tone blue camo. The solid chrome black livery. Splinter camouflage with candy coating, two-tone green. Gold eyesore. And plain white. But we're going to go with the Luft. And yeah, I know technically Belka would be German. But I don't think Rheinmetall does planes. And there's been so many comparisons between Lockheed and Grunder that I just went with it. Sorry. Brain tangent. Perhaps puberty. For weapons, we've got what I believe is an M61 Vulcan Gatling 20mm Gatling cannon in the cheek, I think. For our missiles, we've got 180 AIM-9 Echo Sidewinders. I call them the Echo because their homing sucks, but they're not as bad as X's. But they're not anywhere near 7 and 6s, which is the M model. So, then we've got 120 AIM-9X Sidewinders for the high cams. 240 lightweight Python 3s. And 60 AIM-132 ASRAMs for the heavyweights. The ASRAM would be used in ACE-3 or ACE-7 as the model for the SASM. Then for weapons, we've got the improved Zoysight TLS. We've got 24 charges of those. We've got 18 Mark 79 FABs, 28 Darkfire XLAAs, and 36 ODMMs. I have no idea what the model is. We're going to go with the TLS because this is the Falcon. Why wouldn't you use the TLS? All right.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Oh boy, I can't believe we
The
have to
XFA 33 was made specifically to counter the Spiritus after the campaign ended.
Just think of this as a chance to shoot it
Chance.
down again.
My headcanon is that the Fenrir is actually a Chendigo, or however you pronounce the Chinese manufacturer one, because it looks like it's a Chinese aircraft.
We have visual. It's the Spiritus.
Bogey, the PMCs
Or at least to me, it gives off
got a warm-up exercise before our strike on San Francisco.
J whatever vibes.
Don't allow them to reach San Francisco. Eliminate
I have nothing to base it off of other than looks. I have no idea.
Locked on target.
But I kind of think that the XFA 27 would be Northrop Grumman because it's essentially, according to the devs, they made it as the next gen Tomcat.
We'll have to work in tandem with Allied ground forces.
Not sure about the Wyvern, what it would be. I want to say European, maybe? Like Eurofighter or Dassault? I mean, Dassault would be appropriate given that it's Erusian. I could also see an argument for Northrop Grumman, although more on the Northrop side, because it is reminiscent of like what a swing wing Black Widow would be. But we can talk about the Wyvern when we actually get to the Wyvern.
Look for an opening and then counterattack.
Dog bear, preparing attack on hostiles at Lake Tahoe. Now, fire missiles. Confirm missiles from Nevada.
But yeah, the Falcon does look like something out of Skunk Works, though.
4, 3,
What else? Yeah.
report. Get ready back online. What's the holdup?
Destroy
Anti-tank
missile
goes
force to
stock
cover
up.
our ground forces.
Reeds is back online.
Reeds.
Enemy fighters incoming.
Now, a lot of people, myself included, were angry that the A7 TLS wasn't an effective one-shot. Well, Axon Joint Assault did it first. Damn it. Fucking Burkitts. I don't know if you lose, like, if Reeds comes back up if you don't take it out quick enough. Yeah, see, it takes a little bit to kill it. I heard about it. I don't have strong feelings about it either way. Because if it is true, I'm going to be getting it because I'm going to be pre-ordering it on Steam as well as the PlayStation. If it's not true, then, well, I've already got it on the emulator. Because I already had it on the PS2. So, I mean, yay for me if it is true because that's just more content. But I'm not gonna get, like overhyped because of it. Unless they make it a remaster, in which case, then yeah, let's get hyped. But if it's just a straight port, then I can take it or leave it. Yeah, I would love. I'm excited for Ace 8. I already told my supervisor that once the release date comes out, don't be surprised if I say, hey, I want to take off that day. Because as an Ace Combat streamer, I am going to be streaming it from start to finish as soon as I get it. Because I'm not going to be able... I want to do a blind reaction, but I won't be able to do that unless I stream it immediately. Because I won't be able to stop myself from playing it. Maybe. Oh yeah, I was meaning the 0 port. Fucking hell! That's what I get for reading chat. Alright. Yeah, rip. I literally ate those missiles because I went with the TLS.
Like that, Corporal. Just think of this as a chance to shoot it down again.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at Chaz like, ah! But yeah, I'm not a fan of the TLS in the PSP games because they ratcheted down the damage ticks. So yeah, anybody who thinks that Ace 7 did that first, yeah, no, PSP did it. Reading chat, yeah. Chat, the bane of any streamers, no death runs.
We'll have to work in tandem with Allied ground forces.
Those things go out so fast, you can't dodge them. Also, using the TLS without yaw controls on the triggers kind of sucks. because yaw on the PSP is on the D-pad, which is means you have to release your control of the stick, which is not ideal. You're gonna redeem Hail Hydrate, aren't you? Oh, stretch. Okay. Oh, I do not find Ace 4 on Ace difficulty fun. Because of those damn AA guns, they snipe you and do like 10% damage per bullet. And Whiskey Corridor's got like 100 of them. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. So I will probably only do Ace difficulty on Ace 4 once. And once that's done, I will probably only do Ace 4 on normal or hard. Because at least on those difficulties, I can repair myself. Oh, you son of a bitch. Get back here. Yeah, Dog Bear's getting destroyed. Fire the Hytasm! Yeah, Ace 4 does have a couple missions that go on for a while. Whiskey Corridor is one of them. To some extent, the first phase of Farbanti, they could shorten it a little bit. But it otherwise it's fine. Tango Line goes on for a while. But I'm okay with Tango Line because the areas look distinct and you're also dodging Stonehenge. So it's not like you've got nothing to do. Whereas Whiskey Corridor looks... every part of it looks the same. Another one that goes on for longer than I think it probably should have. Invincible Fleet. The port could have been smaller. Especially given the ammo counts that you normally get in the PS2 games. But again, kind of like Tango Line, there's enough distinct areas of the harbor that it doesn't feel like a slog. Meanwhile, Sly's just fuming because I'm, speaking blasphemy and heresy about his favorite game. Oh, don't get me wrong, I like Invincible Fleet. I just think that it could have been shorter. Say behind the engine. I know. I know if I wanted to, do this as fast as possible, but I'm trying to get the high score. The American in me wants to destroy all the targets. Fuck your stupid Sams. Fire the Hightasm! Woo, that was close. SU-37s are infinite. Not on this version. There are two versions. One of them where they do constantly respawn, and one of them where they don't. Hi, Geo. Is Armada. Which one's Armada again? Which game? Is it this game? X. Oh, Armada. Yeah, okay. Armada is fun. I love ship anti-ship points. No, I didn't die again while you're AFK. I just took my sweet time. Because I wanted to kill all the fighters and the SAM sites.
Hostiles are attempting to retreat. Stop them and finish them off.
Enemy fighters incoming.
Aim for the rear exhausts.
How are we losing against the fighter?
They're gaining ground. Be careful.
Damage the aircraft.
Ow. Those things can damage you? It's glorious. I was reading chat and I ate 3 SAMs to the face. So... Yes?
All targets destroyed.
Says not glorious. Says you.
Terrace, looks like they still have some fight left in them. Finish them off.
Chat seemed to like it.
Electro-laser cannon. Antares, move! Yes. Antares, we'll still be launching a missile from Nevada as planned. However, it won't be difficult for them to intercept it with that cannon. Focus your fire and disable the electro-laser cannon.
Yeah, these SU-37s are going to be infinite. I need to hurry this up. I'm gonna have to take these guys out. Come on. Come on. Why is this version so much less maneuverable than the PS2 versions or even X's version? You damn Terminator. I'm gonna take you out.
Got the son of a bitch. Why is it so out there?
There we go. Yeah, system miss. Yeah, I've been saying that a lot. At least it gives me enough ammo. Okay.
Electrolaser cannon confirmed destroyed. Report to allies.
Enemy electro-laser cannon is back online. Large missile fired from Nevada.
Stop the electrolaser cannon from firing.
Large missile
I use the laser to destroy the laser.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, we got 2 super planes left.
6 and 3, it's no good. Massive damage to all sections. We've got red lights across the board in all sections. All control has been lost. Complete engine failure. Altitude 700, 600.
Yeah, I'm too used to the full console Falcons. The Joint Assault Falcon is definitely not the best version of it. Your PSP charge will work after getting coffee spilled on it. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good.
The area.
I will take the C rank. Shut up. I have 2 more super planes, Cross. After that, I've got 2 World War II fighters and a 747. Don't worry. I remember what. I remember the thing. Okay, so for next one, yeah, I'm not gonna do that one because no. Yeah, let's do this one.
Our forces are now to attack the Valahia's main base.
All right, is Sly still here?
The Valahia call this
He'll
Infern.
really like this next aircraft.
Let's show them what real hell on earth is. The Valahia have already.
Hi, Sly. So the next aircraft is the XO-2 Wyvern, an aircraft embodying the pinnacle of aerial technology developed by a country with a major military power. The country they're referring to is Erusia. This is made by the Erusia Air and Space Administration. It started development before the Continental War, but for the Erusian Navy, but thanks to the Continental War, it kind of took a back seat. Free Arusia stole some completed ones. They slapped some drone controls in there and used them as part of Operation Katina. They didn't last very long. The EASA either sold blueprints to Grunder or Grunder acquired them somehow. But at least one was built by Grunder for Yuktabanya, was captured by Osea, and for some reason they decided to stick it in Sand Island's hangar. And then the Aurelians somehow got him. But in the real world, or joint assault world, I have no idea who made this. I want to say it's... I have three possibilities. Northrop Grumman, because it does have a lot of design elements from the YF-23. We don't know if those Exo-2s are drones, for the record, because it's still going to be lines. Alright. The lore master has spoken. But this could be a Northrop Grumman prototype in this timeline. It could also be Eurofighter or Dassault. I'm kind of leaning towards either Northrop Grumman or Dassault. Thematically, I think it'd be more appropriate if it was Dassault because Dassault is French. But, yeah. Slightly like a Sukhoi. It does have some Sukhoi elements into it too. Yeah, I can see it. More of a flanker rather than the Pak Fa, but still. So, I guess. But it's armed with Western weapon or Western missiles in Ace 4. So, who knows? As for our base stats, they are, and by base stats I mean without parts. We have a 75 in speed, 16 air-to-air, 55 in air-to-ground, 80 in mobility and stability, and a 55 in defense. Now, as for parts, say some spies in Russia and borrow some. I mean, we don't even need to say that let's have spies. In real life, there were Russian pilots that defected to the West and defected with their aircraft. The famous one being the MiG-25 pilot that landed in Japan. Yeah, the air traffic control people were real. That was a real interesting day for him. But anywho, for reasons. But it's an Erusian plane. Why are you doing that with the Ustio? Well, reasons. But as for parts, we've got available the light engine, the advanced turbo engine, the scramjet and the Mercury engine. Mercury engine does kill its speed somewhat, but in its defense, but the we basically max out mobility and stability. Imagine the nerves of the Russian pilot. Yeah. Well, it was either he was terrified or he's like, I got nothing to lose. They either shoot me down trying to land or the MiGs on my tail shoot me down. Either way. But anyway, for our wings, we can have the extra ladder, extra canard, the advanced variable sweep wing, which is, I think, the best one for the Wyvern, or the advanced actuator. Yeah, we're going with the sweep wing there. For armor, we got the scale armor, ceramic armor, light armor if we wanted to go fast at the cost of defense, or the anti-ground armor in case, for some reason we wanted to turn the Wyvern into a puddle jumper. No, we'll keep the ceramic armor. I sacrifice defense. My play style, and if you watch me long enough, you'll know, you'll see this. I tend to accept damage if it allows me to guarantee a kill. So I do kind of like to have extra defense. We got the Terra Hammer, Salamander, the Advanced Anti-Stealth Radar, or the Fenrir ECMS. I'm not actually sure how good this is, but I do know this works very well. And we're going to be fighting somebody with stealth, so I'm going to want that. Oh yeah, those guns hurt like a butt. Especially on Ace difficulty. On Ace 4, those AA guns are snipers, man. They've got your number. It's like the bullets track. Anyway, for liveries, we've got the ASG with blue tips on the tails. Then we've got the light blue, three-tone. Kind of reminiscent of a flanker, to be honest, or a MiG. And we've got the digital gray camo with blue, or without the blue highlights. So this is basically the ISAF version, but no blue. Then we've got Sly's favorite tiger stripes. Isn't it glorious? Sly's not speaking. Then we've got the flamingo. And then the reason why I switched the emblem. The Exo2 Knight. Which is the best Wyvern livery. Hands down. At least official livery. There's a modded skin of the Strike Wyvern for 7 that basically takes Mihai's livery but makes it Striders or triggers by flipping the blue or flipping the orange for blue. The 767 has no weapons. You can't fly the 767 in this game. You can fly the 747, but you're skipping ahead. Yep, Nexus is great. All right, so for weapons, we've got. Let's just see bit of light stuff. Something nice, but if you say anything nice about the Tiger Livery, I have to get up and stare at you. It's okay, Sly. We're taking the night livery. You can go back to bed now. But we've got probably a 20mm cannon of some sort. I don't know if it's a Vulcan or if it's a more Soviet-esque autocannon. But our missiles, we've got the 162 AIM-9 Echo Sidewinders for standards. 108 AIM-9X Sidewinders for the high cams. 216 Python 3s, which are useless. And 54 AIM-132 ASRAMs for heavyweights. We're just going to go with the standards. Then for our special weapons, we got 20 Darkfires. For the XLAAs, for the QAMs, we've got 16 R-73 Archer QAMs. We got 32 volleys or salvos of something that I have no idea how to use. The JP-233 bomblet dispensers. And then we've got 44 AGM-65 Maverick XAGMs. Appreciate you giving the real world inspirations. This is my obsession. I love the fact that Ace Combat uses real life models for their weapons and aircraft. But we're going to take the Archer here.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Also, another point in the Wyvern is cool tally. It's a carrier aircraft. Naval aviation for the win. Right there. So, yeah. Welcome, Nicola. I'm sure you've been here lurking for a while, but it's the first time I've seen you in chat. I mean, I know, I have the general idea of how it works. I just don't know at what altitude, what speed, and what angle to release. That's a lot of math for my head.
We are in the final stage to fire a nuclear strike.
What? Why?
There he is, back in Naval Wyvern 8. Oh god, I would love a Naval Wyvern in 8.
Missiles will soon be fired at North America.
Thank you.
and Europe.
Thanks to living in Allergy Central, aka the Midwest, I have chronic allergy crap. You know what part I missed that Ace X Wyvern had that Joint Assault doesn't? Which makes Ace X's Wyvern superior? Sniper OS. I am going the wrong way. I mean, Streaming is just free advertising for the game, right? But no, I understand why people don't like Joint Assault. The the flight model, it takes a lot of getting used to, and the mission structures are not the best because they were designed for co-op. But if you view it kind of like a bad sci-fi B movie, it it has a certain amount of charm. And it did introduce a lot of mechanics that are popular in 7 today. Or if not introduced them, refined them. And Joint Assault did the emblem customization better than 7, because it allows you to pick 2. One for the tails and one for the wings. Which mechanics? Improved part customization. The emblem customization. Those are the 2 big ones. All right, Nicola. Thanks for dropping by. Have a good sleep. See you later.
All bandits confirmed destroyed.
Good work, Antares. This must have been difficult for you. But what's this Golden Axe plan all about?
Sir, we don't have much time before they launch the nukes.
How is... Oh, are you calling Olivieri a hitman? Why is everyone flying fighters and everyone's just flying an A-10? Because he's the squad's dedicated ground pounder. I forgot all about Hayate. I don't know if I'll be able to kill it. Boom! Buzzer beater!
Cleared out all ground forces. We're going into the fortress to destroy their...
But the problem with having the bad guy squadron have a ground pounder is he never ground pounds.
Central control hub. Good luck.
All right, it's not an ace combat game without a tunnel mission, everybody.
Proceed directly to the deepest part of the silo and destroy the missile control center. You can destroy that wall. Use your missiles. You're in Silo A. There's a passageway to the next silo ahead.
Impressive that you would dare to fly through here. You've heard of the Golden Axe plan by now. We're all just players on someone else's stage.
Time until the missile launch has been added to your MPG. That's Silo B. There's a passageway to the next silo ahead on the right. A week of the passageway has been consistent throughout.
I will pay attention to chat when I'm no longer in a tunnel.
If you want to stop us, come. However, you have little time left.
Because Sly would kill me if I was reading chat and crashed. Because this is his baby.
There's no need to panic yet. Keep your cool.
All right, let's catch it. I love dogfighting these games. Yeah. Yeah. The mistress from already. No.
Destruction of enemy
All right, we've got one super plane left.
Valahia should not be a military threat anymore.
Then we get back to real life planes,
Uncovered their Golden Axe plan and its
which
objective.
may or may not be fun.
We must head to the U.S. to prevent this heinous plan from being executed.
I wonder where the idea of going inside enemy bases came from. Where did the idea come from? It sounded cool.
The nuclear. The velocity.
It was just a natural extension of flying in a canyon. Star Wars. Yeah, the Star Wars trench run definitely was a big inspiration. Alright, so our final super plane. And after this one, I'm going to take a quick break to refill my drinks. We're actually going to go to Reprisal. Even knowing we're going to have to fight Slaymani at his most cheapest. Why would you do that? Well, because I'm going to be cheap too.
This is it. The final battle. Enemy forces are heading into San Francisco from the sea to the west. Fighters.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Star Wars Death Star trench run was an inspiration for putting canyon runs and tunnel runs in the game. It's definitely not the only one, but cheap slay money. Oh no, we're doing something different. But I have done that before. Use the Fornius with the Sniper OS. That is hilarious. But no, we've already flown the Fornius last episode. This episode is a different aircraft. You see, we're going to fight fire with fire. The GAF-1 Varkaluk. Developed as a top secret project for the GA plan and has extreme maneuver capabilities. This was manufactured by the Golden Axe plan. It was first flown in whatever year the game takes place. Only 4 were confirmed built for Varkaluk Squadron. And its most defining feature is the fact that it can have, or its performance can be altered depending upon what sensor suite and control schematics you put into it. Yes, the electric guitar. Yeah. Our base stats. We've got 65 in speed, 65 in air-to-air, 60 in air-to-ground, 55 in air-to-ground, 70 in, or 55 in mobility, 70 in stability, and 60 in defense. I lost my place on the page. You only flew this with the add-on for 7, of course. I do have the add-on for 7, yeah. I like it in that. But I also liked it in this one. But let's go ahead and take a look at our parts. Because unlike X, you can tune this suit. As for emblems, all right. Okay, so for the Varkaluk, we've got turbo engine, advanced turbo engine, Minotaur engine, bullet engine, the rocket motor MOD, Ramjet, Scramjet, and the Turbo Ram. I went with the Turbo Ram. For the wings, we've got a whole bunch, actually. The advanced trim tab, the extra air brake, the extra ladder, air gripper, the advanced balance tab, extra aileron, extra canard, and the Thornback. We're actually going to go with the aileron. Armor. Scale armor, ceramic armor, beetle armor, Mira armor, light armor, anti-ground armor, and advanced titanium. We're just going to keep the Nira. But one thing that I do like about the Varkaluk is just how modular and customizable this thing is. Like, I think it might have the most applicable parts that you can put on it of definitely of any of the fictional aircraft, and possibly even overall. And that's why I really like it. Now, for avionics, there's only 4. Well, 3. You've got no parts, GAF Type 1 air to surface. This is a special OS programmed for Varkaluk used by Daniel Orama. You get defense up, air to ground up, and multi-lock on. This is your ground pounder one. Then you've got JF1 Type HS, high-speed combat, used by Gaviria. Get better speed, more air-to-air, and radar jamming. This one focuses on interception. Then you've got the Type AA, used by Kikarov. This is a special OS program for Varkaluk. This is your dogfighter. So we get mobility up, air-to-air up, and most importantly, Sniper OS. Yeah. I love it. Slaymani's not going to know what's... Sorry. As for liveries, we've got the standard black body. We've got a silver body. We've got metallic charcoal top with a red bottom, kind of like the inverse of the Falcon. We've got gray livery with red racing stripes. Varkaluk, and my personal favorite, the shark mouth. I am Akula, the shark. He's real. We've got twin, either 20 or 30 millimeter cannons. I'm not sure which. Then for weapons, we've got 132 AIM-9 Echoes, or Echo Sidewinders, 88 AIM-9X high cams, 176 lightweight Python 3s, 44 AIM-132 ASRAM heavyweights. We're just going to take the standards. Then we've got 13 R-73 Archers for the QAM. We got 13 infrared countermeasure shells. I have no idea how to effectively use these things. We've got 20 ODMMs and 3 LSWMs. But we're only going to use 2 in the main battle for reasons. All right, let's go. Let's go blow up Slaymani.
Squadron, launch. come, Antares squad.
Did you see the
Looks like
the
you've got a lot more
Espada
than we
Rafale?
expected.
Espada is canonical in joint assault.
Evasive maneuvers. What kind of aircraft are those?
The same one I'm flying.
We fight again. Antares!
And the Razzie Award goes to
Squadron, this is it.
Slaymani.
We shall take down
Way to
the
eat the scenery there.
and prove we are the best.
Antares, we need to prevent casualties from breaking out in San Francisco. Hostiles have passed the Golden Gate Bridge and are heading inbound. Their predicted strike points have been added to your HUD. Take them down before they attack the city.
Ow. Come on. You stupid fulcrum. Alright, I need to take out the ships and the bombers. Yeah.
Aegis destroyer sighted. Be careful.
Fuck your ages. But yeah, this Sniper OS I think is actually better than the standard Sniper OS. Because it can lock onto ranges that normally I wouldn't think it could.
Hostile reinforcements sighted off the coast. Intercept them.
Damn Aegis. There we go. Get back here, bomber.
This is Lieutenant Colonel Burford, commander of Martinez Security, M42 Squadron. Not at all. All I did was write a simple letter to an old friend of mine. We appreciate
The
your
flying Y. Yeah, that's definitely this. It's also been called the guitar. The electric guitar. Yeah. Okay, I don't think there's any more ship reinforcements, but there are still bombers. Okay, I'm gonna pretend that I have no more LSWMs. Why? Because I'm gonna do a funny later on. Let's just say it involves somebody's really bald head and a shock missile. I've seen Crossman AGM. Oh, I think you'll like what I'm gonna be doing with the end of the mission
Fun's
here.
over, Antares. Sorry, man. Try not to take it personally.
Enemy
No
down.
one can stop our captain now. Not until he defeats you and proves himself the best. Varkalex Squadron, commence attack!
Well, come get me. Kill. Blood.
Too fast for you, Antares? We're now the fastest in the sky.
Are you?
Courtesy of the Golden Axe plan. Way too much overkill for hunting scorpions.
Oh, you
though.
think?
What the hell? How can they maneuver so fast?
Antares, prioritize evasive maneuvers and look for a chance to strike.
Varkalex Squadron, formation Delta 4. It's time you lost those wings, Antares. Roger. Are you shooting at me?
This thing's almost too maneuverable for its own good.
Allied down. Stay on the offensive, Varkalex Squadron. Arm up.
Target hit.
You're nothing more than a bag of money to me.
And you're a bag of Dorito chips. What do you want?
Missile alert.
Let's settle this. He's good all right.
Impressive as
I'll
always,
give him that.
Antares.
But an ace is better off dead than alive.
I mean, you're an ace. Does that mean that you're better off dead? Actually, no, he'd say money, he'd agree.
Antares, their formations are strong, but you've proven yourself better. Keep your cool and learn their patterns.
You're a pack of
Romeo 2. Roger.
points. Yep, pretty much. And points translates money.
Regroup for another strike.
Bye bye, kicker off. Just you and me, Slaymani.
Down.
Money, you won't win this battle. Withdraw from the
Theoretically, he's an ace. And I sure love money.
So-called plan means nothing to me. I only wish to shoot you down, Antares. You see, I was sold off by my parents and was trained to kill as a child soldier. The more I
And now we're in for the
stronger the foe.
most edgy backstory that even a meme rogue in D&D couldn't dream up of.
Now, Antares, it's the moment of truth. It's time to decide who flies and who falls from grace.
This aces. Ace is terrible. Come on.
Resist me if you can, Antares.
I've got Siwas. Yeah, well, I got bullets, and guess what Siwas can intercept?
Bandit acquired. Impact. Hostile suspenders are down.
That's right, Antares. I have no need for this system.
What system? EJ also is making it. Yeah, that's true. If you're a merc, you can kind of influence him to be money
Having so much fun.
loving.
We're only getting started. Show me everything you've got. I will defeat you and I will
Ow.
reap the benefits. With that money, I will be complete. Let's settle this, Antares.
Bandit has opened fire.
Crimson One's a role model right here. Yeah, but Crimson One manages to be even more insufferable.
Let's settle this, Antares. I will find back what I lost that day my parents sold me.
Edge Lord Gensler. Alright, now I can finally kill him. If you would hold fucking still for 3 seconds! Die!
Good job, Antares. You truly are the pride of Martinez.
Thank God for Sniper OS. Alright, now for the best part of the mission. Where we get to have an air-to-ground strike on the most shiny bald head ever.
Roger. We'll go knock on their door. Antares, this is your final mission. Infiltrate the
Jeff.
Leviari HQ and break into their underground data center. It's time to end this.
It's not Markov. Actually, I prefer Markov because I don't know. He's a lot more predictable, and with DFM, you can actually stay on his tail.
Infiltrate the building and destroy the entrance wall. Then make your way out from the other end. You'll only have a split second to act. Good luck.
I did very nearly eat it there, but I didn't, and that's all that matters. What counts is that I made Olivieri eat a shock missile. Ah yes, the cutscene must downplay your war crime.
It's all over. Our work here is done.
But is it really a war crime when I've got the full might of the United States military behind me? They're the ones paying my paycheck.
Analysis.
All right, before we move to the next aircraft, I'm going to let the cutscene play out. I'm going to refill my drink, and I'll be right back.
First experience of war instigated by a major corporation. Olivieri worked with sympathizers in other industries to create conflict to save his company from impending bankruptcy. People's fear toward the enemy of the world fueled the demand for insurance, allowing him to turn a massive profit through private war damage insurance in the U.S., an insurance model that no normal insurance company would ever consider. But then the Valahia betrayed him, and his plan was thrown into turmoil. That certainly must have shaken Olivieri, at least for a moment. The dogs he thought he could control with the leash of money turned out to be wolves, still clinging to a fantasy of the old world order. However, he evaded risk by selling off his massively successful war damage insurance business to another company. So, once the Valahia were removed, he instigated an attack on American soil himself. The company he sold the business to would have been forced to honor massive claims to insurance holders. His plan was to offer funds in exchange for gaining control of these companies. If this had succeeded, the world's insurance industry would have been in the palm of Olivieri's hand. Thank you for that analysis. So that was the story of Andre Olivieri, the instigator and mastermind of the crisis. Unwilling to accept the loss of his company, his life's work, and driven by desperation, Olivieri masterminded and executed this terrifying plan. Luckily for the world, a brave group of heroic
All right. I am back. Got more drink. And ad starts in 26 seconds for Twitch. Hail Hydrate. Thank you, Star Crater. Merca, it's all for freedom. All for freedom, indeed. And still no Sonic Boom. Still funny how the plot of this game was insurance can. Yeah. 3DS CGI is 5. Wait, PSP. In Cross Rumble. I'm gonna reiterate what Sly said. I will not call the 3DS game Cross Rumble. I won't call it Assault Horizon Legacy. I call it Assault or Ace Combat Legacy. Roll is at peace. Raz is hydrating. Yeah. I mean, it's for the 3DS if you want to call it 3D, sure, but I call it Legacy. Because that's a more accurate representation of what it is. It is a retcon of a legacy game. Ace Combat 2. Anyway. Next up, we're going to mission 2. And I can finally do real strange stats for this. Because we are going back to real life aircraft.
We are to participate in the defense of Tokyo under the command of the 7th Fleet. You might find the next piece of intel a little hard to believe. Hostiles have deployed a large aircraft with heavy firepower. It's the sole reason for the SDF's troubles. We must fly north from Tokyo Bay and draw the main force of
All right. So, we have the A6M50, a famous fighter known as the Zero, offering superb maneuverability. This was made by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries for the Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service. There were just shy of 11,000 built, exact number 10,939. It's manufactured from 1939 to 1945. It was introduced into the Japanese Navy on July 1st, 1940. Its first flight was April 1st, 1939. And it was retired from the Japanese service in 1945. It's almost like something happened in 1945 that caused the entire Empire of Japan to collapse. Let's see here. All right. Take care, Sly. Thank you for the raid. Hello, Golden. Welcome to stream. Playing 3's Combat 5, 4's Peak. I do like 4. 6 is my favorite, but that's because I started with 6. Sly, on the other hand, is very much in the 4 is best camp. Pistons your beloved, yeah. But for game stats, oh, also Golden, thank you for the follow. Game stats, we have a base speed of 20. Air-to-air of 25. Air-to-ground of 10. Mobility of 70. Stability of 75. And a defense of 30. We're not going anywhere fast. Like, at all. 4 makes you feel sad for slider. Yeah. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. The the Mitsubishi Zero is a cool looking plane. I would not want to fly one because it's a flying death trap, but you know. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, parts. Make a game featuring these piston type planes. They kinda did. Skycrawlers. I don't know if it was Project Aces directly, but it's that one storytelling. I don't know. If Sly were not asleep, I would ask him who did Skycrawlers, but anyway. Because I can. There we go. That's more lore accurate. The Skycrawlers. Okay. Yeah. From what I've heard, Skycrawlers is very much spiritual sister series to Ace Combat. Now let's look at our parts. A6M0. For the engine, we've got the turbo, light engine, and the advanced turbo, because I need whatever speed I can get. For the wing, gonna have the advanced trim tab, advanced balance tab, or the extra aileron. I picked that one for the mobility. Oh, I remember Blazing Angels. For armor, we can have the light armor to make us even more of a death trap. Or the anti-ground armor. We're going to go with light armor because it gives us more speed. And we need speed. As for avionics, we've got the auto-firing gun, the advanced anti-stealth radar, the fire extinguisher, or Lord and Savior Sniper OS. I wonder what I'm going to pick. Yes, a stealth. No, this would allow you to target stealth aircraft better with your radar. What radar? Exactly. All right. Almost done. Yeah, come on. World War II fighter jet, very stealthy. This isn't a jet; it's a propeller. But there actually was a very stealthy World War II aircraft. It was called the de Havilland Mosquito, largely because it was made of wood. And wood, while it does give a radar return, it is significantly smaller than any aircraft known at the time. This game just emits radar. Anyway, our liveries. Yeah. We've got the conventional two-tone used by the IJN, green top, white on the bottom. We've got the green camo body with a red tail band. This, I think, was more IJA, the Imperial Japanese Army, because a lot of the Nate or whatever Oscars. The Oscars, I think, had this camo a lot. Then we've got the dull gray with white stripes on the rear, modeled after the A6M2, based on the carrier Zuikaku, which is the Enterprise's dark foil. I got the dull white with blue band on the rear fuselage, model after some of the aircraft flown by the Tunyon Air Group, which included Saburo Sakai. We got the black body with gold design left wing. And then we got the rusted color one. But I prefer this one. This, to me, is what a Zero looks like. As for our weapons... Yeah. The Hobbit Mosquito, the reason why it was made out of wood was because at the time, England was going through this thing called the Battle of Britain, where they were getting bombed to hell. Metal was kind of at a premium. So de Havilland decided to make an aircraft out of things that, were readily available. Wood. And he was able to use a labor force that was readily available. Carpenters. Hence, the de Havilland Mosquito was made out of wood out of more or less necessity. But anyway, specifications. We are armed with two 7.7 millimeter Type 97 aircraft machine guns in the engine cowling, and two 20 millimeter Type 99 Mark III cannons in the wings as our primary weapons. Molded one. Yeah. Well, you know what they did? They were the long-range strike aircraft. They are also the first night fighters that, would go over enemy territory. Because they were made of wood, the Germans couldn't pick them up on radar. And then they just strafed airfields and then flew the f*** out of Dodge. But anyway, our special weapons. We have 5 unguided bombs that are 60 kilogram bombs. We have 5 rocket launchers, 5 salvos. This looks like the LAU 68 70 millimeter rocket pod that they just strapped on there. We've got 5 Mark 84 1,000-pound bombs. I said 60 kilograms, and yes, it's very cute. And we also have what looks like the CBU-87 cluster bomb, and we get 4 of those. We're just going to go with the rockets. Not that I'm going to use them, but... Yeah, 60 kilograms. So cute. It's like, oh, you think you're going to do damage?
Antera Squadron, launch.
Look at that!
The enemy's already above Tokyo.
Zero flying in formation with eagles. It's like came in a movie. Yep. That's the fastest a Zero's ever gone. It's okay, I'll get there eventually. Yeah, look at that. Go, Grandpa, go. Can't fly fast anymore. Bullshit. I know, right? Cutscenes are bullshit.
Casualties are spreading in Tokyo. We need to disable that base before the next onslaught.
Their main cannon appears to require a substantial amount of energy to fire. The rear heat bed is vulnerable while it recharges. That's our chance to strike. The MPG at the top right of your HUD displays the time before the main cannon's next attack. Disable their cannon before the gauge hits zero.
Listen up. We need to stop that thing from firing again. I don't care what it takes.
Oh, don't worry, I'll get there eventually. Don't worry, Tokyo, you're being defended by the pride of the Imperial Japanese Navy. From, you know, like the last century.
That's what happens when you keep your eyes on the main cannon.
Destroyed. Naval bridge has been sealed off. Where are the reinforcements? We need them now. Show them the power of the Spiritus. Ready the main cannon. Yes, sir. It's loaded and recharging. Time to show us the heat bed confirmed. EMR readings are decreasing. The heat bed has been hit. We can't fire the main cannon. How bad is the damage? The main cannon is still operational. Commence recharge. You still have plenty up your sleeve.
Yeah. Problem with the Zero is it cannot take a lot of damage. Which is extremely lower accurate.
Hostile EMR readings have dropped. Good work, Ontario. Hurry preparations to fire. Don't let enemy fighters get close.
I mean, all you need to do is go supersonic.
Recharge the power. Hurry. Shoot down those annoying pests. Don't let anyone near that heat bed. Everyone within the main control system. The power is now completely off.
Yay! I did it!
These PMC fools stop us.
Fools, you're getting your ass kicked by Grandpa in his vintage World War II fighter jet. Who's the fool?
Main hostile has left the airspace.
Excellent flying, Roger Squadron. Terra Squadron. All right, it's time to clean up the remaining bandits in Tokyo.
I can't believe I'm closing on a Phantom. In a frickin' Zero.
Target hit. I'm finished. Just try it, kid.
Okay, guys, buy a museum piece. I know, right? Sensei broke out broke out the museum piece to defend the dojo. Basically, Fever Dream makes kind of, yeah. I have not played Air Force Delta Strike. I might pick it up. I don't know. I've got a lot of games in the queue, to be honest. My backlog is nuts.
Are currently in the vicinity of Tokyo Tower. Bandit acquired. Kill him. Enemy down.
Half the bandits? Oh my god. Alright, I'm going. Give me like 5 minutes.
Armament 1 is
Here.
low on ammo. Got it. Shoot him out of the sky. Bandits are currently in the vicinity of New Tower. Target hit.
Is it ripoff or homage? It's a very fine line.
All bandits down. Area secure.
Airborne enemy base.
Whew. All right, 2 more aircraft to go. All right.
Tokyo Harbor took a major hit, but we eliminated enemy aircraft and
They
drove
can
away their
always
main force.
be great
We did
answered.
well, regardless
Oh,
of the tough
okay.
situation. My thanks, Rigel Squadron, Antera
You get to
Squadron.
repair planes you craft.
However,
Okay.
the large aircraft seems to carry stealth capabilities. We lost visual off the Izu
All right.
We don't know what they want, but there is every possibility that they will attack Tokyo again. Both squadrons are...
All right. Come on. Scat! Okay, our next aircraft is also from World War II. And it's also another carrier plane. However, it's on the opposite side. The Grumman F-6F Hellcat. This propeller fighter's design incorporates substantial armor while maintaining impressive mobility. Yeah, this thing could actually go head-to-head with the Zero, take some damage, shoot the Zero with a quick burst, and the Zero would go into flames. In fact, its nickname was the Zero Killer. Anyway, hold on, I gotta fix something here. I know technically we're not due for... That's better. All right. I believe so. Yes. I know they got. Okay. Yeah. And you mean on the War Thunder? Yeah. I know the Mustangs got the first air-to-air jet kill against the Me-262. I don't know about its deployment in the Gulf. Or do you mean the Korean War? Why would we use Mustangs in the Gulf War? I don't know. Anyway, the Grumman F-6F Hellcat was made by Grumman. Its primary users were the United States Navy, Uncle Sam's misguided children, the Marines, the Royal Navy, and the French Navy. There are others, but 12,275 were built. They were manufactured from 1942 to 1945. It was introduced in 1943, and its first flight was June 26, 1942. Its final retirement was in 1960 by the Uruguayan Navy. Operators included French Naval Aviation, the French Air Force, the Royal Navy Fleet Air Arm, Uruguay, the United States Navy, and the United States Marine Corps. Excuse me. Crayon chasers. They don't chase crowns, they eat them. It's alright. So our game stats. We've got 25 speed, 20 air to air, 15 air to ground, 65 mobility, 75 stability, and 30 defense. Should be higher, but whatever. They chase to consume. Then let's look at our parts. No, the Hellcat is one of my favorite World War II aircraft, if not my favorite. Other ones would include the F-4U Corsair, the P-51 Mustang, P-38 Lightning, the TBF Avenger, SBD Dauntless, son of a bitch second class Helldiver. Most of them are American, yeah. Anyway, I also like the Spitfire and the Mosquito. Mine's Mustang. And the Zero looks good. I just wouldn't want to fly it. But yeah, most of my favorite aircraft are American. Anyway, we got the turbo engine, the light engine, and the advanced turbo. We're going with the advanced turbo. For the wings, you know, the advanced trim tab, advanced balance tab, and the extra aileron. We're doing that one. Armor, light armor, or anti-ground armor. I'm just going to pick that one. And avionics, we've got the auto fire machine gun. Radar that we don't have. Well, technically F6Fs did have radar. The Focke-Wulf 190. That one's okay, yeah. I'm actually not that impressed with German aircraft. I mean, I know they did well. I just didn't like the look of them all that much. Except for the 262. That one looked cool. Fire extinguisher and Sniper OS, which I just love the Sniper OS, so we're picking that one. For liveries. We have the conventional two-tone used by the U.S. Navy. Navy blue on top, gray on the bottom. We've got gray camo with invasion stripes. Modeled after some of the Hellcats flown by the Fleet Air Arm. So, Royal Navy, I think. Black with shark mouth. Modeled after Hellcats flown by the VF-27. What carrier did the VF-27 fly off of? That was a Wildcat squadron originally. Looks like they were on on multiple carriers. CVE-27 USS Swanee, CVL-23 Princeton, and CVL-22 Independence. Okay. Sorry, my tism. Then for 4, we've got the two-tone ocean blue on top, white on bottom. Which is more of a marine color, or a wildcat color than a Hellcat, but whatever. We've got dark gray fuselage with yellow wing. Jesus, ugh. And we got the solid silver. I think we'll go with the standard Hellcat livery there. As for our weaponry, we are armed with 6 M2 Browning 50 caliber machine guns with 500 rounds per gun in the wings. Because Ma Deuce is the best gun in the world. Sorry, I was looking at other things. Okay, FU Crusail HE10 P61 Cobra Horn Flapjack. I think I know what the 229 was, the Flapjack. How do you still know us on a Warbird? Be quiet. As for our other armaments, we have access to the BLU 27 napalm bomb. I think that's the 27. Let me look back. Yep, BLU 27. We get 10 of those. 10 LAU 68 70mm rocket pod or rocket launcher salvos. 10 Mark 84 1,000-pound bombs. And 7 Mark 79 FABs. So if you ask me if you want to do a piston only run, the Hellcat's better than the Zero. We're gonna take the rocket launchers. Excuse me. All right.
Antera Squadron, launch.
All right. Watch as the
Self-Defense Force, can you hear me? This is Burford from the M42.
watch as the JSDF dies because I can't get to them fast enough.
Of the Central Air Defense Force. Our squad has engaged the hostiles. We'd appreciate your help.
Roger, Squadron. Antera Squadron. You all
Yeah, I love the look of the
When you reach
Hellcat.
combat zone, you are to immediately engage hostiles and provide backup.
First the 7th Fleet, and now the Self-Defense Force? Looks like everyone...
I'm getting there.
They don't need our help.
Just give me a second. Give me a few minutes.
ASTF damage reports will be displayed on your MPG. Do not let that gauge fall to zero. I'm in critical condition.
Yeah, I would not. I'm not planning on getting Ace Combat Advanced. I have played most all the Ace Combats, but I refuse to do Advanced. I just won't get the opportunity to do Northern Wings or Skies of Incursion because I don't use Android. But other than that, I either played all of them or will play 3 soon. 3 is the only one I haven't played, but I do have it. And I'm getting it set up on the emulator. But yeah, I posted pictures of that in my Discord. And on the Ace Combat Discord, too. Come on, Eagles, hold out. Grandpa's coming. Back in my day, we didn't fly at supersonic speeds. Northern Wings. Fact, I did 3 times.
Just glad you guys are safe. But it looks like we still have
Oh
to work
yeah.
together.
New bandits approaching. More enemy reinforcements.
Yeah, advance is just not. I think it's a top down, which makes it even more awkward.
Hostile reinforcements closing in from the south. Engage them with everything we got.
It is okay. All right. Oh no, you overshot. Whatever shall you do? Apparently zoom climb. And then you decided to turn around. You're in excellent position. No, I'm in excellent position. Would you get out of my way?
All hostiles have been eliminated. Excellent work.
Allow me to offer my gratitude as well. To all pilots working, we are most grateful for your support.
No. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Okay. Spies the S rank, I'm brave. You have to aim without locking on. Max speed. Oh boy. Alright. One more aircraft left. And it's a doozy. All right. Let's get this over with. Stretch. All right. All right. Favorite play in the franchise? Are you asking about fictionals? Are we including fictionals or just real life planes? Because that will alter my answer. Any? Fictional, the CFA 44 Nosferatu. Oh, Hell Hydrate, welcome, Mr. Rick. Real life, F-15E Strike Eagle. Alright, the final plane is the Boeing 747 200 Beta. Or Bravo, whatever. A high-capacity aircraft capable of carrying over 500 passengers in a single flight. Yeah, the A6 one. I love the Nosferatu. In fact, here, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to throw up my load screen. And you can see at the three planes there, you've got at the far ground Talisman's Strike Eagle. In the foreground, you've got Tosha's Strigan Su-33, and leading the formation is my custom livery of the CFA 44 Nosferatu. Pasternak, yeah. Spam. But this load screen was done by, and you can see from the watermark, iDoms. I may not be a flanker lover, but I decided it's an A6 thing. I'll let him draw his baby, or one of his babies, in the foreground, so he could draw my Nosferatu there. All right, let's take the load screen back off. Okay. So real life manufacturer, Boeing Commercial Airplanes. Status is in cargo service and limited passenger service. Primary airliners include Pan Am, UPS Airlines, Cargolux, and Lufthansa, along with the major American airliners known as American Airlines, United, Delta, Southwest. It's manufactured from 1968 to 2023. It was introduced on January 22nd, 1970 with Pan Am. Its first flight was February 9th, 1969. It's got a lot of variants. And I believe one of them is, there was at one point an AWACS. And I'm also pretty sure that at one point it was Air Force One. Yeah. The VC-25 is the traditional Air Force One. I think it also formed the basis for the E-3 Sentry. But I don't know. In total, across all the variants, there are 1,574 747s built. Our game specs, we've got 25 in speed, 25 in mobility, 55 in stability, and a 55 in defense. We cannot tune this hunk of junk. Why is this a plane? For reasons. Final battle. No, it's locked to the canyon run. That's right. Joint Assault makes you fly this piece of shit in a canyon while you're being fired at. As for liveries, we've got, oh yeah, this is also completely unarmed. We've got the standard Olivieri life insurance livery. Then we've got red upper section, black underbelly, meant to mimic Olivieri life insurance logo. The grayish white body, off-white with golden wing trim and underside. Just black. And then the C5 Galaxy look. Sure, we'll go with this. Easy peasy. Yeah. Alright. Let's get this show over with. Surprise Christmas was actually Mother Goose 1 instead. Yeah. All right. It's not like all those shots hit out of it. True, but this mission was kind of designed to have escorts, namely co-op players. Man, you can get this, or you can finish the mission easily enough. It's just wrestling with the controls is, well, interesting. Take off.
Antera Squadron, launch.
Now, I'm kind of in the minority. I actually like this mission. I think it's kind of fun to fly a 747 in a canyon. I also really love the OST for this.
It's 400 billion. 400 billion. Not 1 euro less. And make sure they pay in cash. You got that?
Stand 600
I'm
meters.
not going there to negotiate. I'm going there to sign on the dotted line. It must be cash. Capiche?
Yeah, but I'm not on novice controls.
What are you waiting for? Get
And I'm not going to follow that advice because that's not going to be fun for you to watch.
Hey, can't we go any faster? Since we're going through Valahia territory, I thought it'd be a good idea to hire an IUPF ace. But nothing's happening. What a waste.
You hired a fighter pilot.
Silver! Damn, you're completely surrounded.
OLI-1, emergency descent. Escape into the valley ahead.
And then you stuck him in a slow as fuck barge with no weapons to go through enemy territory unescorted, and you think the fighter pilot is going to be able to magically make the barge go faster while killing all the enemies. You're kind of dumb, aren't you? A 747 not a Learjet? I don't know. Because flying a 747 through a canyon sounds funnier.
OLI-1, you're unarmed. Focus on evading enemy fire.
I'm unarmed? No shit, Burford! Ow! Fucker.
Damage to aircraft.
There's a large bridge ahead. Be careful not to crash into it.
Oh shit. I think I might have messed up. But I saved it! Woohoo!
Lower your nose. You're about to hit the altitude limit.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know what I'm doing.
You're close to restricted altitude. Descend.
I'm trying. There we go. I did it. Do a barrel. Every mission is co-op. Joint Assault is completely 100% co-op. So yeah, this is real easy when you have escorts. the passengers inside. They're bouncing all over. It's just Olivier. Well, I mean,
Up ahead. Stay calm. Watch your flight.
if he doesn't have his seatbelt on, that's his fault. And Terrace, you didn't turn on the fasten your seatbelt sign. Oh, I'm supposed to do that? Ah, who cares? Those turns. Eh.
Watch out for hostile gunboats, too. Looking for a challenge. I should have guessed as much. Show
The
them
root
what
of death. Actually, this is the only way to do it in single player. Because the other one, you can't destroy the mines, and they will kill you. This one, at least you have a shot. Damn it, Floof! Hell hydrate.
Pilot of the IUPF? Can he fly any better than this?
Shut up, Olivier.
There are hostile forces on the bridge. Watch out.
For the VIP's plane. It's forced fire.
It's close.
We have hostile armed helicopters coming in from the front.
Yeah, I know. I see them.
OLI-1, do whatever it takes to get through this place. You have hostiles along both the top and bottom of your flight path. You'll have to weave through them.
Yeah, I see you wiggling your butt there, Floof. You know, imagine the enemies would be thinking, seeing you do all this. And they're like, what the fuck? How drunk is the pilot?
Clear the ravine area. No bogies on radar. Removing altitude limit.
Oh, so he's shaking the Vlahi off. Finally. They weren't much of a threat at all. They should have just followed my original plan. Founding a
You know I can hear you, right?
progress. They're nothing but a bunch of dogs caught up in futile illusions. Allow me to correct your assessment of us. What? This voice. Demetrius? We have been out of touch for too long, Mr. Olivieri. You thought us dogs, and by a niche of money. How unfortunate. We are wolves. Wolves who can chew through any leash.
Enemy has opened
Halfway to
fire.
the combat zone border. Situation report.
Missiles incoming.
When in doubt,
Man, too many to
thatch weave.
So what now? Is it them again?
You're surrounded by armed helicopters.
OLI-1, it's ambush. Head to the escape zone ASAP. Hostiles are desperate to shoot you down. Everything relies on your piloting skills. Almost at combat zone border. We're counting on you.
Enemy has opened fire. Ready to engage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a wing would have torn off, do the wing cheer at this point. But hey, whatever.
OLI-1 has reached combat zone border.
This is so absurd. No, at least it's the mission to get the destination.
Hostiles
Imagine
appear
it was
to have
defeat
given
them.
Well
Oh
done,
God.
OLI-1.
Are we in safe territory? So we managed to escape. I had my doubts about the IUPF ace for a moment there, but I guess he's worth what I paid him for. Oliveri here. Oh, yes, it's been a while. Now, about selling that insurance.
All right. And with that, they're not going to make me land this.
Antares, please perform a landing check.
They're making me land this tub of lard. Okay, here we go.
Please close into the approach course. You are coming in too fast. Slow down.
There you go. GG's. And I landed it like a carrier fighter. Fud.
Good work, especially a seat with.
All right. Well, with that, this is the end of the showcase stream for Joint Assault. So the schedule for Rapid Onslaught Disintegration. Yeah. Let me pull up my schedule. Oh, and thank you for any YouTube subscribers that are in here. I can't see it, so, but I got a notification on my phone. So our schedule is for tomorrow. We'll be doing Dragon Age Origins Golems of Amgarok in the afternoon. Oh, yay. Stream streak reset. Astrid's totally not annoyed. Then we've got Batman Arkham Knight tomorrow night. We're going to be doing the Harley Quinn Arkham episode. Saturday will be The Witcher 3. We're still in Velen, still trying to find the Griffin armor and swords. Then we're going to head to Crookback Bog. Sunday will be Baldur's Gate 3 in the morning as we finish up the Githyanki Crash. Then Sunday night, we're going to continue our my first playthrough of Ace Combat 2. Monday, we're doing more Final Fantasy 9 in my blind playthrough. Wednesday, Horizon Zero Dawn. We're going to probably start the Frozen Wilds. And then Wednesday evening, I'm actually thinking of taking a little break from Ace Combat 4 and going and doing a stream with Floof in Monster Hunter, if he's up for it. If not, we can continue the Ace Combat 4 Ace Run stream. And then next week in the showcase, we are going back to Ace 6 for one night only to redo the Mirage showcase, because I forgot to do a chat party last time, and it sounds like garbled garbage, so we're going to fix that. And then once we're done with that, we'll move on into the Assault Horizon showcase the next week. All right, thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Sly, for the raid, even though you're asleep. And I will see you guys tomorrow with Dragon Age Origins. Also, thank you, everyone, for the new follows, subs, what have you. Good night.